Hello, dear one. So let's begin the first sutra, which we all are waiting for, isn't it? So the first sutra is Atha Yoga Anushasana. Atha means now, yoga means the union, Anushasana means self discipline. So the sutra is now let me impose the self discipline of yoga on me. So what does this mean? The word now here means now is the time, or now I am going to start imposing the self discipline of yoga on me. So there is another aspect of now here. It's a recognition, it's a willingness, and it's a decision to start something that will bring union to your mind, body, and soul. So that is a very auspicious moment. That recognition and that willingness and a decision, when it comes from within, that is a very, very auspicious and pure moment where you have an increased awareness and you take a very, um, you know, um and you have a very pure intention to do something for yourself. And what is union? Union in general means union of mind, body, and soul. Union of mind and the body. And Anushasanam is self discipline. So remember, it's not discipline, because discipline is something which is imposed by others on us, isn't it? But self discipline is something which is not imposed by anybody, but it is, we impose some discipline on us. Like, in the childhood, our parents asked us to brush teeth, take bath, maintain the hygiene, sleep at a certain time. But as we grew older, what happened? We understood that these disciplines that are imposed by our parents are benefiting us. So then we start, imposing it on ourselves. Then it becomes self-discipline. Similarly, this first sutra is a decision, a willingness, and a recognition that now is the time that I need to impose this self-discipline of yoga on me. Of what? Of uniting the mind with the body. And why is that? Why is that happening? Why this willingness and recognition comes? Because something has happened earlier, which means the person has experienced something earlier, due to which he or she is taking that decision. So it might be that the person has suffered, right? And suffering means, where is the suffering? Suffering is in the mind, isn't it? If you recognize that suffering is not, like, pain is inevitable, but suffering is a choice. So suffering is in the mind. And what does mind do? How does the mind suffer? Mind keeps on going in the past or the future, or mind keeps on, chattering, jumping here and there. So when a person says that, okay, this is not how it has to be, and this is not the way to lead one's life, then we come to a decision that now is the time that I need this union of my mind with the body. Why that happens? Because wherever we are physically, the mind is somewhere else. Haven't you realized that when you are doing some work, right, when you are focusing on an assignment, or when you are focusing on your job, your mind keeps on wavering, and then you always tell yourself, my god, I need to focus and I am not able to complete. Haven't you seen that the productivity goes down, the effectiveness with which the way you can do the work goes down when your mind is wavering? Which means where your physical body is, the mind is not there, but it is wavering. Wavering where? Wavering in the past, feeling angry or frustrated, or in the future, having anxiety or fear or phobia, or if you feel paranoid. So anything happens. So when this keeps on going, we try to distract ourselves, or we will watch the phone, we'll get distracted, we'll come. Just, there are many ways, you can lessen the noise and do something and distract yourself and again come back to your work. But that productivity, that effectiveness, that stress lingers and it comes back again. So it keeps on going for a long, long time, when a person realizes that this is not the way, this is not the way I think I need to lead my life further ahead. And then this decision comes, this pure moment, this auspicious moment comes, which comes from, ways of suffering. Until then, you must have seen that you postpone. We have a tendency to postpone, right? Because uh, doing any techniques of meditation, or yoga or asanas, which brings the mind in the present moment, we keep on postponing. Why? Because it's very boring. That's why in the sutra it is said discipline, self discipline. Because we might not need discipline, we might not need to discipline ourselves to play video games, because it gives so much of pleasure. It's not boring. So there is nobody says from now on every single day from 9 to 10 I am going to play video games, because we don't need discipline for that, right? It's like it just happens in the flow. That's the nature of the mind that we have in the moment. Or so self discipline is something which is imposed, and in the short term, or in when we start it is boring. That's why we say, let me now impose the self discipline of yoga on me. So if you are here, right, and if you have made these commitments, maybe they have fallen off or they have dropped off because they were boring, but these are the reasons, and this is a very auspicious moment when this happens. So congratulations, you are here now, and you said that let me understand these sutras. So if you're understanding these sutras, a lot of different tendencies and negative emotions and feelings will fall off, because when you come to this knowledge, your mind will start becoming aware and more aware. And awareness does 80% of the job. Once you're aware of the filter you are wearing in front of your eyes, right, you don't even need to take off those glasses, because the awareness will dissolve it, or that filter will fall off. So congratulations, since you are here, and this is sutra number 1. And to further elaborate on different kinds of disciplines, so there are many different kinds of disciplines, and you must have heard about that there are 3 modalities of nature. So the first modality is sattva, the second modality of nature is rajas, and the third is tamas. So what is sattva? Sattva is something which is pure, and in the long term it has lot of pleasure, but in the short term, that sattvic discipline gives you short term pain. It can be boring, when when you try to do an assignment but you keep on postponing it. But if you do it in the right time, that is sattvic discipline. Or when you are eating good healthy food, it might not feel that tasty, because you have cultured your tongue and cultured your mind to enjoy pizzas and unhealthy food, which is not good for health, and we know it. But in the short term, these sattvic disciplines, which will give long term pleasure, but in the first they give short term pain, or it's boring. So these are sattvic disciplines. Usually this is the nature of a sattvic discipline. Similarly for meditation, right, it is boring in the beginning, but then when we culture the mind to sit at the same time and maybe meditate for 5 to 10 minutes, then at that time the mind starts craving for meditation. And this happens with any habit, you must be aware of it. Then the second kind of discipline is rajasic discipline, which is in the initially it is it gives you a lot of pleasure, but later it gives you pain. So like when you have some important work to do and it is boring, and we tend to sit on the couch and watch TV, but because it gives us instant gratification, it gives us pleasure. Or video games, we are playing video games, so that is giving instant pleasure right that in the moment, but inside we are feeling guilty, and we know that this is not the thing that we need to do, but we need to go and study or complete our assignment, or maybe do the work that is required to do right now. So that is rajasic discipline. So rajasic discipline will begin from pleasure and you will enjoy it a lot, but then it will give you pain and suffering. Because imagine if you are watching TV and haven't completed your assignment, or haven't done what was supposed to be done or needed to be done in that time, so later it will come with some pain and suffering, right? And this comes from wrong discipline. So rajasic discipline comes from wrong disciplines, just because we need instant gratification and we want pleasure right there in the moment. And what is tamasic discipline? From the beginning to the end, they bring pain and suffering. It might appear to be pleasurable, but it's not. So there is a slight difference here. It appears that there is pleasure, but from the beginning till the end, it is pain and suffering. So Patanjali says, now is the time. Now means when the things are not clear, the mind is not stable, it is jumping from place to place, and it's not coordinating with the present moment, in the present moment, that the activities that you're trying to do. So it is not coordinating, and when the heart is not in the right place, then let me impose impose the self discipline of yoga on me. So this is the first sutra. If you have liked this explanation, and if you have liked the knowledge, and you want to listen to more, please like and subscribe this channel, and share it with many others, so that they can also come into this knowledge and feel the power within, and awaken and elevate their consciousness. Bye bye.